Hello and welcome to Drunken Confessions bonus episode. So I don't even know what
It's a plus one.
day.
Yeah, plus one, yeah.
Okay, it's a plus one. Welcome to plus one tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's been a day. It has been a day. So we usually have been doing every other week. This time we did the next week. Right?
Yeah, so we
every other we did the next. Yeah, sure. That's perfectly logical.
We're doing every other. We actually yelled at me. Sorry.
So yes, instead of going out, yes, you guys just recorded last week. Normally you would not be in. We'd not be running again until next week, and then a whole bunch of after show through the week. Other drunken confessions happened, or at least conversations, not necessarily confessions. And so, hey, that's hence the tagline on the video that says tonight on a very special drunken confessions.
So instead of me leading this, Dave's going to lead this one.
Apparently, he's doing a better job than you are.
I'm all done now. Like I did my part.
No, you were doing great. Keep going. We're just gonna roll with it, Dave. Go on.
Okay, to sum it up,
I'm also starring. I am not. That's right. My name on the mic is Nacho host.
This is the plot twist. This is the Jacob's Ladder.
Oh yeah, this is where I find out that you and Amy have been conspiring all along, and now you're going to reveal. Yeah.
Amy, did you tell him?
No, I think he just figured it out finally.
Oops. All right. So, as Dave was saying, we have made some changes to the podcast. So we thought we'd have a bonus episode to reveal them.
I mean, it's not like we weren't going to hop on a Zoom and drink anyway, so why not?
That's true. We were actually.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, it's us.
You know, and I've needed it. So I got to tell you, it has been an insane week. And every person I've talked to has been like, yeah, I'm checking to see if it's a full moon. It's not a full moon to your birthday on Saturday, Amy. Mm-hmm. But everyone I've been talking to is just like, it has just been filled with weirdos and just strange, unusual shit.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to have that going on.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Even I was telling Dave earlier, for my short day at work, it was like the longest day ever. I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't because we were slow or I didn't have anything to do. It was just like, why is it still 3:01?
Right.
Dude, those are the worst.
Supposed to be my short day too.
And I feel like I keep making, and it's not just you guys, I keep making references to South Park episodes across the board. But the South Park episode where Cartman is waiting for the Wii to come out, and he like rolls, and it's like 3 weeks away. And so like, you have to learn how to be patient. So like he's laying in bed and it's 3:01 a.m. and it shows him like going downstairs and watching TV, going in the kitchen and making some food, getting something to drink, yet going back and watching more TV, going back to bed, and it's 3:02.
Yes. No, see, with me, it was the opposite today. Today, it was like, I look at the clock and I'm like, okay, it's 9. I get to work. Everything's great. I look at the clock again. It's 11:50. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's why those are the days I love. I love those days.
And I do too. Don't get me wrong. But my goal was to leave early today because I had running to do after work and I had this podcast that we planned out. And that did not happen. I ended up staying past closing. Hence the reason I'm still in a suit. Because, that's not my thing. I honestly hate wearing a suit. I do. I don't know. They're just not comfortable. Dave,
no.
Do you find suits comfortable as a man?
No.
Because I don't find them comfortable at all.
When is the last time you saw a picture of me in a tie? Like,
well, it's not like we ever go to anything that warrants you being dressed up.
Dude, I'm like jeans.
Oh, new challenge, Dave. You have to wear a tie to my birthday on Saturday.
That would be great.
No.
Well, all right. So because we never go anywhere where you have to be dressed up, so are we your trash friends?
No, I just, dude,
Oh.
I can't even tell you the last time I wore it. I mean, well, yes, but I still can't even tell you the last time that I wore a tie. Like, it's just,
Okay.
I mean, I own a tux. And looking back, I'm like, why do I
Wait,
own
was that pause in the middle of your sentence saying yes, the answer to my
Yeah.
actual question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just catching up.
She really has had a day. She's very slow
Well,
today.
actually they were commenting on that at work, and they're like, "Oh, we see you still haven't recovered from your test yet." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I have not." Everyone thought I would just bounce right back after taking my Series 7, and yeah, no,
No.
I haven't bounced back. Oh, and by the way, I passed. Woo. We haven't, I'm announcing it now. We won't talk about it
Congratulations.
next week. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so everyone was expecting me to, like, I guess, just back to being normal me, but no, my brain is still like, as a matter of fact, when I was talking to a client today, my partner Dan, he looks at me, he goes, "You totally product dumped on this guy." And I'm like,
See, if I wear a tie, it's Adrian's Med bachelor party tie. Like,
oh my
that's,
gosh.
it'll be wrapped around my
Yes.
forehead. It'll
Love
be, yeah.
it. Love it. That movie
Yeah,
is
see,
awesome. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I figured you were the guy with the glasses. With the girlfriend that stands the hookup where
My
the
name's
stands up.
Tim. I also do light work on BMW transmissions. No, that's not, no.
Enough.
Oh, the
So yeah,
things that I had. See, again, the people are like, dude, why do you like? I do. I remember shit like that. Like, I can, a random quote from an 80s movie, piece of cake. Ask me for directions to my house. I dare you. Like,
Well, even you remember a random quote from an 80s movie, but you're texting us tonight like, what time were we zooming in?
Oh yeah, was it
We've
tonight at
talked
7?
about this like 100 times, and then he's like, you did say 7,
if
right?
you had scrolled like 4 messages up, you would have
Yeah.
seen me tell Steph we're zooming tonight, because oh no, that was this morning, but still it wasn't that far. But I told Steph this morning,
I don't know.
we're zooming at
I don't know. You
7
guys babble
tonight.
a lot at each other throughout the course of a day. So I mean, it
She
could be a
wasn't on
lot.
our Zoom on Monday that we were doing.
No, it's just, yeah. That's how my brain works.
Typical
That's good.
man. That's what we'll just blame it on typical man syndrome.
My friend Clara just commented that she's my trash friend.
But yeah, no, so like that's like, and I was actually just having that thought. Like I kind of think it's time for me to like dump my suits, like donate them, do something with them, because
Oh, as soon as you do that though, you're gonna have something that you need a suit for.
oh no, like I'll keep a black, like I'll keep a like the
Yeah,
like
you
one of the
gotta
nice
keep-
black ones that I have.
Yeah, you gotta
For
keep
like
a
funerals,
backup.
weddings. That, I mean, you gotta have
Yeah.
a suit. But I mean, and I'll keep my sport jacket, because I mean, I got a bunch of nice sport coats that I have. But I mean, yeah, anything involving a tie, no. Like, I'd rather throw myself in front of a bus first.
Yeah, I don't have
Oh, wow.
well, I don't wear a tie, but we are supposed to dress very professionally. And although most people don't dress in like an actual suit, I mean, the guy Dan does, my partner, he dresses in a suit every day. But most of the females wear a little more business casual. But I'm not comfortable with that. If I'm going to be sitting next to somebody in a suit,
You want
and
to be
I'm
in a
going to
suit.
be on the same level of presenting as a financial
Well, exactly.
advisor.
You know what?
Yeah, that makes
If
sense.
I'm going to be trusting you with my money,
Right.
look like I should be trusting you with my money.
Exactly. And some people say, well, we like the jeans and sport coat look, but and maybe the millennials, the younger generations might like that. But right now I'm dealing with the majority of the people I'm dealing with are your baby boomers. And they are used to going into a bank and seeing somebody professional.
Right.
And to be honest, being a financial advisor is a very male dominated role. So I feel like I got to kind of hold my own sometimes,
I get it.
So anyways, enough of that talk.
So it is Wednesday. We were saying that it feels like it should be Friday, but it is Wednesday.
Yes.
I've had crazy things happen. I told you guys, contact falling out of my eye while I'm driving.
Home from work yesterday.
Oh my
and you
God.
have a 45-minute drive.
Yes, that was awful. I was convinced I'm going to get pulled over being a suspect as a DUI, and I'm going to have to convince this officer No, look
They-
at my eyeballs. There's one contact here. There's no contact here. I cannot see.
That's funny. Well, thankfully you made it home okay.
I did. I did. I walked into the house. The dogs are jumping on me. I'm like, I can't see. Leave me alone. Oh man, it was horrible.
All right. So I hope you learned your lesson. From now on, take your glasses with you.
Yes, honest to God, from now on. But what really sucks about that is that was my last pair of contacts.
So now
So
you have
now
to wear
I
your
have to
glasses.
I have to order contacts, wear my glasses.
Dave, do you feel sorry for her?
I mean, I feel like that's a situation that could have been avoided by ordering them before now.
Well, I just don't feel sorry for her as a person who has to wear glasses all the time.
Oh, so yeah, we've talked about this. Like my eyes don't do contacts. They refuse. I like every couple of years I try, and my eyes like that. Even that stupid little the glaucoma test they give you, it always takes them like 7 or 8 times to get that to work because my eyes are just like, no, you're not putting things in me. Get out.
I don't know how you guys have survived this going in public with a mask on and having to wear glasses because it's driving me freaking crazy.
It's not easy.
I
It is
hate
not
it.
easy. But you get used to it. You learn to pinch right here with the mask.
Yes,
Pinch.
I know, but then I feel like throughout the day, I'm like just constantly pinching and adjusting my glasses,
Mhm.
and oh, it's so
Yeah.
annoying.
I do it constantly all day long. So when I
So
work,
annoying.
like if I'm in a branch that has a door, I will shut the door because then I can take my mask off. So if I'm making like a lot of phone calls and stuff, I always make sure I do it where I can shut a door and I can take my mask off because I'm secluded in a room. So I'll do that just to make calls and stuff like that because otherwise I'm like dying. And like today when I had the meeting with somebody, he was a little hard of hearing and I'm a fast talker. It was ridiculous. It was just mask, fast talker, somebody who's hard
I
of
was gonna say,
hearing.
I can't see that combination going very well. I can't.
It did not. It did not.
I mean, you're loud already, so if he already couldn't hear you,
Couldn't hear me. But like I said, I'm a fast talker, and sometimes I have to remind myself of that mentally so I can slow it down. But then
All
when I
right,
try and
so-
slow it down, I feel like I'm going like, so
in other news,
yeah, we still haven't talked about what we actually had this podcast for today.
no, we haven't. So now that we've kept you waiting, we have
Was it worth it?
decided we are switching up our schedule. So for those who actually download the podcast, listen to it on, whatever you
Everywhere
listen to
fine
your-
podcasts
yeah,
are sold. Yeah.
wherever you listen to your podcast to,
And there.
it really doesn't affect you. But for anybody who watches us live, it will affect. So we are going to be moving our podcast to Tuesday nights.
Yes. At 8 for right now.
Yep.
The time is tentative, but we're also thinking that that's going to be a better time to have other guests on our show. It kind of opens things up a little bit easier.
Yep, we have people reaching out to us. We're reaching out to other podcasters. We want to start, having more people on our show.
Mhm.
Telling funny stories because that's what we're all about. That's why we created this podcast.
Mhm.
I mean, we're only so funny on our own.
I'm hilarious.
Well,
You
we
guys
all
kind of
know
bring me
you.
down a little bit.
This is
I
why.
love your face, Dave. Nice. The other thing.
This is why we drink, to put up with Cass.
Oh, I thought it was because of Dave's face.
Mm-mm.
Again, mean but funny.
Looks aren't everything though.
So the other thing is we talked about actually starting to go back in studio a little bit too. I mean, it's not going to be like an all jump in both feet kind of thing, but just kind of ease it in a little slowly.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just
And
the
then
tip,
work it
because
in.
honest to God, I miss the tip. I miss being. I miss so much of being in the studio. It's just not the same when you're doing it on Zoom. Like
It's not.
we don't have the energy when we're all at our own houses that we have when we're sitting together having drinks and
knowing we're going to go to
talking.
Temple Bar or Hamtramck after. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I was so excited. Amy said she wants to take me out for my birthday to a restaurant. So I did go to one.
I'm ready.
Crazy talk.
I'm ready for it.
I went to one yesterday down in Toledo. My manager took me out as a celebration for me passing my test. And we went out to dinner and it was really nice. And I was like, as we're sitting there talking and, you know, just enjoying a couple drinks and eating and everything, I realized how much I missed that casual, laid
Which reminds
back
me,
interaction.
I got to give you the name. I got to dig it up and shoot you the name of the Italian joint that we found the last time we were down there at a con. Because, oh my God, I'm convinced they have like 3 Italian great grandmothers chained up in the kitchen, just making the most amazing food you will ever have in your life. And that's
Was it Macy's?
No.
No. Okay. Macy's, nope. Mancy's.
Doesn't sound right. Nope.
Maurice's. I don't know. There's one that begins with an M. They have an Italian restaurant, a steak, and a steakhouse. And I guess everybody says like the steakhouse is like top notch. But yeah, look it up and let me know because I love Italian food. And I don't go out to eat down there. You know, it's the first time I've actually, all these months that I've been down there, it's the first time I actually ate out down there because I don't know. I don't stay after work. I just come straight home.
You know, that's literally the place where I wanted just like 6 orders of the meatballs that come with sauce and like 12 loaves of bread. Like I would have been perfectly happy with that.
So like when we go back into studio and I'm coming there from work, am I going to have to make a side trip for you and pick it up?
I mean, no, because by the time you got to the studio, it'd be cold. And what's the point? It'd be more, it would be more likely that, hey, you know what? We're all coming down to Toledo and we're going to do a remote from the place.
That would work. I mean, I have no problem hitting up my, Toledo places. But that's the other thing we want to start doing too. We want to get back into restaurants too. I know it's a little early for that, especially with bars and restaurants closing at 10.
Right.
But hopefully by summer, it sounds like they're going to be open later.
Yeah, because
kind of like the gist I'm getting.
Yep, they're still at 25% through at least the end of March right now. I think it's the 29th. And everybody's just kind of watching and waiting and seeing what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully by the time spring, summer hits, we can like get that going up again. Because we had like 3 or 4 places lined up and then COVID hit. And Amy and
then
like,
wacky mayhem ensued. Yeah.
Well, shit.
All right. So how do we do this via Zoom on?
Right.
It's been a whole series of trial and errors and everything else, but I'm really happy. I'm happy that we've been able to still keep it going, whether it's a shit show or not.
Well, right. I mean, most of the time, in my opinion, most of the time it is a shit show, but that's what makes it funny. And
Amy thinks it's a shit show when I plan it.
Am I wrong?
I mean,
I'm just cheers.
Could be a coincidence, could not be.
And I'm okay with that. And every time it happens, and Amy looks at me, I'm like, hey, can't rock it out of the park every time. We're not Babe Ruth. We're not hitting home runs every single time. Sometimes you just got to bunt.
Sometimes you're going to win.
I'm the bunter of the group. I'm a bunter, not a bunt cake, but a bunter.
A bunt. Yeah, because I cue the bunt cake joke from
earlier.
Bunt
cake.
Bunt.
It's okay. I fix it.
I love that movie.
It's a little Windex. You'll be fine.
Yes.
So the other thing I wanted to bring up is we really want people to reach out to us. If you want to be on the show, if you have questions for us. I know months ago we kept telling people like, email us, be on our show, let's talk. Even if we're doing the live ones, tune in, ask us questions. We are all paying attention to the live feed. We will
also, and that's one of the things that I've started to start leaning more into instead of using Zoom is using this package called StreamYard. And so StreamYard is it's strictly browser based. So it's not like install things on your computer and all that stuff. It's not as strong technically on the back end, but from a front end perspective, it just lets it's like right now you guys broadcast to different pages. It brings all the comments from all the different pages into that same screen. So you can actually see them talk to, so it's a lot easier.
Nice. Now I'm a little bit stronger on the back end, but Amy's definitely stronger on the front. Sorry.
And
Amy, you're wearing your shirt today.
I'm sorry, I was going to make another just the tip joke, but I wasn't sure where that was going.
Oh, I was going to Amy's shirt.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate it.
Whatever. It's my new favorite shirt.
It is. It accentuates your front end.
It really does. And
Amy's now totally self-conscious.
Look how bright she's like, the lighting's really off, but she's very bright red. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I bring attention to that? Sorry, not sorry.
And
it's been a minute since we've had a 50 Shades of Amy moment.
It has actually. So you're welcome. I'm just trying to bring it back to what we were.
Right.
No,
I gotcha. So yeah, I mean, honestly, and I think that's what more and more places are looking forward to. I mean, that's, some of the conversations that I've started having with the folks at DSC about getting, our shows queued up to do live events on the stage from there, that kind of stuff, bring people in, that kind of thing. Cause I do, I mean, I think everybody's going to be experimenting a lot this spring and summer with, just trying to figure out, okay, how do we baby step our way into this? How do we just the tip our way into this, and go from there?
And that's what we should
name
doing.
Can we name this up? We need to name this episode just the tip.
Just the tip.
I think you save that for the first live one. I think the first live broadcast should be just the tip.
See, Amy, I told you there was a reason we kept Dave around.
Yeah. It's not that he produces it and edits and
and you wanted to ditch him.
It's not all those other reasons.
No, it has nothing to do with any of that.
It's the one good idea every 6 episodes. That's what I'm here for.
Exactly.
That's why we keep
actually, if we didn't have the podcast, we'd still be totally
doing this.
This is what we would do without recording. Like Dave just has to hit
this is what we did Monday.
Yeah, Dave just has to hit a button and be like, okay, let's share this conversation with everybody.
Right.
Which by the way,
not that much different.
By the way, for our listeners, can get really dangerous because we can get really fucked up and we think it's a good idea. To record an episode.
It's like communism. It looks great on paper, but then you put it in real life and you're like, oops.
Yeah.
That did not work out as intended.
Great idea,
for an execution.
Well, I don't know. Like Dave was talking earlier before we went live about that 70s show. And there is an episode that they all smoke and they get super high and they're like, dude, we need to start recording everything.
Yep.
And then they go back when they're not high and they're listening to it and they're like, what the hell? I feel like we have a lot of those moments.
And if we're not drunk when we're listening to it, just doesn't sound nearly as good.
So I mean, it's one of those things where I still say one of the best episodes we ever did on our show. And it wasn't even really an episode. We were at Motor City Comic Con. We were live. We were all drunk as hell after the bar in the hotel closed at 2 a.m. And we're all sitting around in the lobby, around, on these couches and chairs or on a big center table. And I pulled out the 2 handheld recording units that I had in my backpack, hit record and put them in the center of the table. And we went for like an hour and a half. Bob to this day refuses to listen to it just out of spite. But like, to me, like I've listened to it a few times and it's hilarious just because we had a couple of 80s D-list celebs hanging out with us. We had like a couple of other podcasters with us, a couple of just our random friends with us. It was a good time.
When was this? How did I miss this?
3 years ago.
Okay.
I think the immortal Mr. Billy Zabka might have been on with us.
That's funny. So Clara says, flash and get it over with. I don't know who she's talking to, though. I don't know which one of us she wants us to flash. It
must be Dave.
Who?
I think it's you, Amy.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm not doing that. I feel good in this shirt now. I got a couple of compliments.
But you look
My
good in
new
the shirt.
favorite
That's why
shirt.
we brought it up. I wouldn't have brought it up if you didn't look good.
Don't say we. You brought it up. Don't try to like sidetrack this.
In my defense, Dave, you pointed the shirt out first.
I did. But not
Okay,
while,
moving on from
but not
Amy's
while
I
recording.
don't normally like.
Moving on from
Oh,
Amy's
sorry,
shirts.
Amy.
Okay, we're done with this. Okay.
Are we?
No, we're nowhere near done with this. Amy
my
thinks we
God.
are, but we're not. But
I'm
if
gonna
it
need
makes you
another
feel better,
drink.
Amy, go ahead. Go ahead. Move on.
I don't even know how to move on. This is what happens, people.
No, so I mean, so next Tuesday, 8:00, everybody should tune in. You guys will be live then. Other than that, I mean, you got anything else? I mean, I think we kind of covered everything.
Where else, if they're not on Facebook, where else, Dave, can they find Drunken Confessions? They can upload
Anywhere.
Our website.
They can upload the app, right? The
Dude, it's
podcast.
it's on. You guys are on iTunes. You guys are on Spotify. You guys are on Spreaker. You guys, I mean, if you have a podcast app, it's there.
And we have our website, drunkenconfessions.com.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they upload the Podcast Detroit app and listen to it live when we're live.
Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, it's
So that's another way.
But if you're gonna do it live, it's more fun to watch. That's
of course.
Of course.
But we're just like trying to get more interaction with people because we see people view it and we
want to hear from you. We want to hear from our listeners. We want to hear from
feedback.
the comments.
We're looking for feedback. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
Feedback.
But
unless
only
you think we
positive,
suck,
because
then
if you guys, if you guys are negative,
I mean,
you're
it's,
gonna
you know,
get torn to shreds.
I mean, I mean, Matt immediately noticed. He was like, "Uh-oh, Drunken Confessions is recording, so we're zooming later."
Well, yeah, that's what happens. Drunken Confessions is recording, then everybody wants to
for the non-broadcast session.
But everyone joins later. They don't join like when we're.
Well, that's why I'm trying to encourage them. They don't have to join, but they can comment on things and interact with us that way. So we are encouraging that. I'm encouraging that at least.
Oh God, Amy. We'll remember that.
So yeah, when something goes horribly wrong, everyone remember this moment.
100% is Amy's fault.
It's always my fault. I've just learned to deal with it. Whatever. Just keep blaming me. It's fine.
Duh. Like, you don't even have to say that. That's a given.
You know what happens is that the old people keep blaming the younger generation. So I'm here to take the blame.
You know, it's funny you said that because I got to tell you real quick before we end this. I went to my mom's today because I do her grocery shoppings on Wednesdays and I take her groceries back and everything else. And something came up and she asked me something and I'm like, well, I brought up you and your birthday. And my mom says, so how old is Amy going to be? And so I told her. And my mom says, wow, she's a lot younger than you.
I mean, like, you guys aren't dating. Like, what the hell?
I'm like, thanks, Mom. Thanks. My birthday's a week from yesterday. My birthday's coming up, and you're gonna decide to tell me how much younger my best friend is.
Yeah, point out that you're already old, and then you're about to
Oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
It's only 11 years. Don't worry.
I know. Well, actually, Saturday it'll only be 10 years. And then 3 days later, it's
363 days. Like, what the hell?
3 days where you're only 10 years younger than me.
Okay. All right, we'll go with that. All right, well, guys, I think it's time.
Really quick,
Clara
says she wants to know what we're drinking before we begin every podcast and rating it, whether it's a 1 to 5, which is kind of a cool idea. We used to do that.
We did.
We used to always talk about what we're drinking. Except for Dave, because he switches it up mid podcast.
I do. I change. I mean, so the shot.
He's a switch hitter.
Only when it comes to my drinking, wench. No, so the pre-show shot was a Reese's peanut butter cup, which is screwball whiskey and chocolate liqueur. The mid-show shot was a peanut butter and jelly, which is still screwball whiskey, but with McGillicuddy's grape. And then the pre-show drink was a Tito's and Red Bull. And the mid-show drink, God, I sound like an alcoholic because we've only been on the show for 30 minutes. It was a what I lovingly refer to as a doogie, which is the Jezionówka, which is the Polish strength blackberry brandy, the LaRue, but it's not like the weak ass brandy, like the stuff that like your dad brought out hunting. The stuff's like 40 proof, mixed with Mountain Dew, that actually our buddy Randy discovered, and I give him all the credit in the world. It's Yeji and Diet Mountain Dew, and it's friggin' amazing.
Wow. So now rate them.
So the Reese's peanut butter cup, I'll give it 3 tacos. Sorry, flashing back to last week. No, so the Reese's peanut butter cup, solid start. I mean that's about a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. The peanut butter and jelly is a good 6. The doogie, I mean, you've seen me drink these all the time. Like that's my go-to. I mean,
That's a negative 10. That shit's gross.
But you haven't had it mixed with Mountain Dew. It's all the flavors come together, and it's a good thing. I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh wow! On a scale of 1 to 5, you gave it an 8. I guess we're doing a scale of 1 to 10.
I did one. I changed it when I started doing it. When I got away from the taco thing, I said on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah.
All right, Amy, what are you drinking?
Did you just not hear everything he's drank tonight, and you wonder why he can't keep up? Okay,
all right, we're gonna do a scale of 1 to 10. Amy, what are you drinking? Dave changed our scale.
Pre-show, I did a shot of Jameson. And honestly, I've been taking it easy tonight. All I'm drinking is my Labatt Blue Light, which is what my go-to beer is.
What do you rate it?
The Labatt, out of what, 10? Are we doing 5 or 10?
10. We're just gonna run with Dave.
I mean, you might as well.
I'll give it a 7 because I like the beer. But I'd much rather have like a draft something.
Right. Bye, Dave.
Bye.
All right, and I'm drinking my Mick Ultra. And I started drinking when we started the podcast. Only because I only got home like 10 minutes before we started the podcast. And I give it a 4. It's a watered down beer. I drink it because, I know it's lower calorie, yada, yada, yada. It's not my favorite, but it's a school night.
It's a school night.
Right. Work nights. I don't want to drink anything like strong. So, all right. On that note, I don't know where Dave went.
I'm sorry. Who suggested that idea?
What? Oh, Clara.
All right, Clara, thank you very much for that idea, because I think we might add that into our ending.
Yes, or a beginning.
That's fun.
Oh, he's back.
Yes, no, sorry, that went wonky. Yeah.
Okay, and then
Dave left. Did you pass out? Did you fall down?
Really?
I know you don't pass out.
So
you do fall down. I watched you.
This was a surprise show. Anybody have a end of the night cheers that off the top of your head?
I don't see anything up there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, cheers, guys.
That was deep, Dave. That was deep.
We will see you next. Well, we won't see you, but you'll see us next Tuesday.
We'll see you if you join us. So if you want to join us, just shout out. All right, and have a great night. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, everybody. Thanks again for listening to our show tonight. If you want more information, you can find it at facebook.com/My Drunken Confessions.